Welcome to Ed Fluential Sports, where passion meets precision. And so I'm your host, Ed, diving deep into the plays, players, and stories shaping the game. And today I'm going to be talking about the Live Golf Home Hong Kong tournament, which just took place. I missed the first two tournaments for Live Golf, not really keeping track of time, not keeping up with those dates. So I wanted to get some more golf content out throughout the year. Haven't been able to so far, but throughout the rest of the year from March on, I'll be getting some content out. I know it should. I'm gonna be keeping track of the tournament dates next time, like I was able to for this one. But let's talk about the first. And if you see me looking down there, I'm looking at my notes because I'm still new to golf. I started watching it last year with Live Golf. Haven't started watching the PGA yet. I've seen some highlights here and there, but I'll be talking about Live Golf for now. Hopefully, gaining knowledge through that, and then eventually talk about the PGA at some point on this channel. If not this year, then hopefully sometime next year. But the first round was really entertaining. I think some of the scores surprised me. It was only one player in double figures or double digit negative switch. Yeah, the less shots, the better. The lower the score, the better you're playing. So for those that don't watch golf, if anybody's new, like I am, I've been started watching last year. Like I said, uh, it was answer. He had a swing that got him. He went like right past the hole, so that was unfortunate. And then it's kind of cool how they separated by teams too. They keep up with the individual scores and the team scores. And that So yeah, Bryson Chumbe, if I'm saying that correctly, one of the guys that I really rocked with heavy last year. He was struggling early on. I don't think he wasn't in the top 10. He wasn't nowhere close to that at the beginning stages. It was Anthony Kim. He put a little too much pressure into one of his swings early on. It's like that top eight. It was around the same range for most of it. And Bryson Chumbe continued to fall further down. Vincent, he started to rise a little bit. And after the first round, it was Carlos Ortiz at a -10, Dean Burmester at a -8. Then you had Sergio Garcia, Tyler Gooch, and Scott Vincent all at a -7. So that's how the first round capped out. Like I said, very entertaining. I feel like the scores are usually lower than that after the first round, but going into the second round, got us some more entertainment. As that started, it was Ortiz. He started to fall down a bit, but he ended up climbing back up. But early on, there was a struggle for Ortiz getting started in the second round, but it didn't come back to haunt him later on in day two. You had Dietrich getting some good swings and climbing up top. And Cam Smith and Bryson Chumbe continued to struggle. So Cam Smith from round one to round two didn't do much, and then Chumbe he just continued to struggle. Herbert had a really great shot to get him. He was like deep in the grass, a really good shot to get him out of a weird position that he was in. Tyler Gooch, he had a swing that landed him in the sand, which brought him down a little bit due to that because he wasn't able to recover from that point on. Um, then David Pugh, he started to rise a little bit. I was rocking with him last year, seeing some of the stuff he was able to do. And then Matthew Wolf, he was in like the middle of the pack for a good majority of round one. Then he was able to get into the top 10 by the end of round two. So now it's Dean Burmester and Carlos Ortiz, both at a -14 in the top two spots. Had Thomas Dietrich at a -13, John Rahm at a -12. And you had Pugh, Landon Wolf all at a -11, tied for fifth place at that point. So now I'm getting to round three. Had round three, Song. He was in the bottom 20s. Song, I think, if I'm saying that right. Yeah, he was in like the bottom 20. Yeah, Song. He was in the bottom 20s. He eventually got to the higher 20s by the end of it. So he had a really great day in round three to rise a little bit. Didn't get into the top 10, but he did rise and get into that topper half of the top 20. So that was great to see. So he was getting to the higher part of the high 20s. David Ortiz had fell out of the top three. He was still top five or tied for tops. Well, he was still top six, but he had fell out of that top three range as some other guys got hot and just couldn't be stopped. Dietrich, he stayed in that top spot for a good majority of it. He fell to two, but he was still one of the top two. So Ortiz, he was able to climb back up after falling, but like I said, he stayed in that top 10 and didn't got back up to that top 6. He did fall to the lower end of the top 10. He was definitely out the top 3. Still had a chance to climb back into it after this, but he had John Rahm. He forced a three-way tie at the top spot, and after round 3, John John Rahm led. He had the advantage with that three-way tie. He had the tiebreaker, so it was John Rahm at 1, Thomas Dietrich at 2, and Harold Varner with at 3, and they all have minus 17. Then Thomas Peters had a Ortiz and Burmester, they all had a minus 15 in that 3 through 6 range. And so then you get to the final round, which took place yesterday. And I was watching these events after it went off because they in Hong Kong, obviously different time zones. So I was able to watch it later when I was awake. Because I mean, maybe if I wake up at 4, I can watch the net. Well, I know they do one in the States usually, but the round 4, it was a lot of early close shots, like trying to get them obviously goal to if you get the ball in the hole. So there was some early close shots in that, insane shots, but it was or Mosby, if I'm saying that correctly. He had a really great swing. He got it past the building or like close to a building, and it got him very close to the hole, and he was able to capitalize off of that and rise from there. John Rahm was the first one to reach minus 20. He was the first one there, so his rise from round 3 to 4, he just continued going up, and really nobody could match him. It was some competition early in that round 4, but eventually he pulled away and made it impossible really for anybody to match him. Ortiz fell out of the top 5 after this. Even David Ortiz, as great as he was playing, he ended up falling out of the top 5, not just the top 3. Burmester, he fell as well. He wasn't in the top 5 either. He was looking like he was on pace to be there. Peters, him Peters was trailing Rahm late, but then that's when John Rahm started to take over. Once Peters fell behind him by just 1 point, that's when he started to take over. McDowell, he had a really good swing that could have got him a bit of momentum, but he slightly overswung it. Like I said, Rahm, he started to pull away. Dietrich and Peters, they matched each other really. Both Thomases going head to head. And then the top 5 finished with Matthew Wolff at 5. I'm gonna go from bottom to top now. Just talk about the top 5. Matthew Wolff at 5 with a minus 17, which in a lot of tournaments and a lot of cases will win, but that wasn't the case. The LIV Golf Hong Kong tournament was an instant classic because each score gets better, but each of these scores is winning you a LIV Golf Champion tournament in a different state or a different country, because you don't typically see this, how great this top 5 was. 5, you had Matthew Wolff at a minus 17. 4, you had Harold Varner at a minus 18. And 3, you had Thomas Peters at a minus 19. 2, you had Thomas Dietrich at a minus 20. And then 1, you had John Rahm at a minus 23. Like I said, he started to pull away. That minus 23 won him the game. So, man, that was fantastic. So John Rahm, he walks away winning LIV Golf Hong Kong. A great tournament. Really enjoyed it. It was super fun to watch all 4 rounds. So just yeah. With that being said, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, comment what y'all thoughts, share for others to see. A comment specifically on my commentary of golf as I improve with that. That'll come over time. Like I said, haven't really did any golf. I talked about golf on and off in like shorts or like podcasts and short clips. This is my first time making a full video dedicated to just golf. So let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all want more of this, and I definitely provide that. Or if I need to take a break and get more knowledge of the game for golf, because I can always cover other sports. So let me know what y'all think. But once again, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, comment what y'all thought, and share for others to see.